This is probably one of the most amazing people I've met ever.
Dude, it's nothing different about Elon Musk than me. Mindset of nothing's impossible. Like, you learn the art of selling, you learn the art of printing money from literally anywhere.
He's been humble. This is a multi-millionaire right here.
What is good, my people? We are back again with another gem. Listen. Come on, give me my money.
Order filled.
Boom. We're taking that $21,200 in when I was first starting YouTube, uploading 6 times a week, every single week for 2 years straight, not making no money.
You have 1.5 million subs on YouTube. It's insane, bro.
Like, I'm not gonna miss $900. I'm not gonna even notice it left my bank account. So a couple days passed, we are in Abu Dhabi.
Nice little view out here, obviously.
Like, absolutely gorgeous. You could become a billionaire just off of that information. Like, all you need to do is have the discipline to go and study the knowledge. 10 years from now, you will say it was all worth it. You will thank yourself for sticking it out.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm here, Abdul-Qawiyy, as you know, with my friend Josiah. And this is probably one of the most amazing people I've met ever.
Dang, that's an introduction right there.
This is someone who's young, successful, a father, a husband. Shout out to him, man.
That is a fire intro, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes, sir. What's up, bro?
Man, chilling. It's dope. We met each other like a week ago and we've just been locked in since.
Yes, sir, that's my twin.
Twin, I don't know, I'm taller, so.
Okay, you've been in Dubai for a while now.
Yeah.
How's your experience been?
Honestly, me and my wife were just talking about it. Freaking love it. I'm not gonna lie. I do not want to go back. We was talking about how when we go back to, because we're from, well, right now we live in Texas, right? And we've been here in Dubai for a little under a month now. And we were talking about the fact that I don't know what the heck we're gonna do when we go home. Life is gonna seem so boring. It's gonna seem so, I don't know. Out here, I'm working, networking with people like you, people who are like-minded. Back home, I don't really do that at all. I'm golfing every day. Like, I turned into a golfer now. I'm making more money out here, working less, which is crazy. I don't know. It's just, I don't want to go back. It's been great, amazing, absolutely outstanding so far.
Yeah, I mean, Dubai, to me, is the biggest decision I've ever made and the best decision in my adult life.
Yeah.
Nothing comes close. So when it comes to security and safety, how do you feel here?
That's one of the best parts. Like, literally, my wife went and got her hair braided yesterday. Someplace, I don't know where it's at, right? But it was someplace, and she didn't get back till like later at nighttime. And like back in the States, I'd have to think in my mind, like, what's going on? If she's not texting me back, I'm like, are you okay? Is something happening? Here, I'm like, I don't even have to worry about that. We have a nanny out here. We don't have to worry about the nanny running off with our kid and nothing like that. In the US, I don't know if I would trust a nanny out there. So the safety of just being able to do anything and not have to look over my shoulder is amazing. That's a huge plus when it comes to Dubai.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, oh shit, we forgot to introduce you. So can you introduce yourself?
I mean, you kind of introduced it for me. You said,
Yeah, well,
I'm a husband, a father, business. So I'll give a quick little introduction. My name is Josiah. Everybody knows me online as Joovier. Basically, I do a bunch. I day trade. I make YouTube videos. I teach people how to day trade. I have actually one of the biggest academies that educate people on how to day trade. I do real estate, obviously stocks, crypto. I used to do e-com. I know you're a big e-com person. I used to actually have a do-rag brand that did pretty well. I used to sell do-rags, but I don't really do that too much anymore. The physical product space for me, it just wasn't as fun. It wasn't as fulfilling as being able to like teach people a skill, which is kind of what I love to do now, just teaching people how to trade, how to make money trading, because making money day trading has literally changed my life. That's what allowed me to come out here to Dubai and still be able to trade, make the same amount of money that I make back home, if not more. Just have the freedom, the location freedom, the time freedom, and the financial freedom, obviously. So that's a quick little introduction. I'm a little bit in everything right now.
He's been humble. This is a multi-millionaire right here.
I just be chilling, man. But ultimately, first and foremost, I am obviously a man of God, a husband, and a father first.
Yeah.
Everything else comes second.
Yes, sir. So I have a couple questions. You're young, successful, and married with a beautiful daughter in the era of baby mamas and unstable households. How does that feel?
Honestly, it feels great. And especially like when I'm talking to people, not to like brag or nothing, but I always brag on my wife. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got the best one. And it's really hard out here to really find someone who's really good. Like, it feels great knowing I don't have to do that. Like, I have my wife, I have my queen that is with me that I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about her being scandalous or whatever, all that other stuff that people have to worry about. She's always obviously just looking after me, just being that person for me. I have my little family starting now. I got my daughter. She's 10 months old now. So it just feels great to be out the race of just like trying to find the one, if that makes sense. Because it is scarce out here. I'm not going to lie to you. If you check social media, you know these girls are something.
The Cheesecake Factory.
Literally, that whole debate that was going on, that's talking about you can't take me to the Cheesecake Factory, Olive Garden. I'm like, I love the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know. Cheesecake Factory ain't even cheap either.
It's crazy, man. Tell me, man. Tell me. But yeah, so I'm unmarried and would one day love to have a beautiful family. What would you say influenced marrying your current wife?
So I got married young. I got married at 22, I believe. And I'm 24 now. So I got married at 22. I feel like a couple things influenced it. Like my parents and my grandparents got married young. Like they all got married at like 19 and 20, like around that age. So it wasn't something new to me. It wasn't, and I technically got married late for that, well, later than them, which is early to the rest of the world. But really something that influenced me was realistically the fact that I wasn't necessarily looking for it. Like it just happened. Like she just stumbled upon me, or I stumbled upon her, or whatever it was. And then I feel like as a guy, when you meet your person, you just know. Like, and this is my personal opinion, obviously, but I don't think people have to date someone for 5 years to figure out if that's the one for them. I feel like you kind of know off rip. Not off rip, but you know, you don't have to wait a super long time to know. And I just knew after, I think I proposed to her after 9 months of us knowing each other, which I don't know. I just knew. I don't know how to describe it. Some people ask me, like, what did you know? I just knew. Like, I just knew. But yeah, I guess that's what inspired me.
That's amazing. I hope I know soon.
It'll come, man. It'll come. Just don't look for it, because then you'll end up trying to know something about someone that's not for you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I feel like I've learned to be more discerning, because my last girlfriend, I thought I was going to be married to her. Like, I literally told her, Mom, I'll go pray about your daughter. But you know, sometimes we ask God for something we don't want.
Yeah.
Like, I asked God that if this is going to be my wife, let me know.
Yeah.
And the way it was revealed she wasn't going to be my wife, it hurt, because I was super invested into.
Yeah, but
that.
I mean, you asked God and He showed you. You can't be mad at Him showing you.
So yeah, I just felt like I wanted to take it back pedal from, dating and just focus on my own thing, because I feel like I'd only want to be with someone who we have similar values and we have same vision.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So as someone who's found success early, what would you say are the contributing factors?
I feel like there's a couple. We kind of talked about this before. Just having the mindset of nothing's impossible. Nothing you can't do. Like I think it does come as sort of like a level of confidence. It's not, I won't say it's arrogance, because then I think you kind of start going into the wrong side of things. But it definitely is a confidence that, like, if that person did it, I could do it. There's nothing different about Elon Musk than me. I just didn't make the same moves that he did. So what moves can I make to get to that point? It's having a mindset of not making excuses. Anybody that really makes excuses, I don't think will ever be able to be as successful as they ultimately can be. They might achieve some level of success, but I think you just need to be able to have a mindset of making no excuses and being disciplined. A book that I always say for people to read. Now, I read a decent amount of books, not as many books as you, but because this guy reads like 100 books a minute. But I read a decent amount of books. One of the books I say that everybody literally needs to read is a book called The Power of Discipline. I believe it's by Daniel Walter. And basically what the book is about, it basically just details you and gives you actionable steps on how to become disciplined. Because if you think about it, anything that you want to achieve in life, if you have discipline, you can achieve it. Discipline is the act of you holding yourself accountable to do whatever it is that you set your mind to do. So if you're disciplined in the gym, you will get in shape. If you're disciplined with eating correctly, you will be healthy. If you're disciplined with studying and learning how to make money, you will become rich. If you're disciplined in staying on the path that you know leads to success, you will make money. So just the power of like being disciplined, I think that's really brought me the furthest in my success as I am. I think it really, and I think anybody can be disciplined. I don't think everybody has a natural source of discipline. Well, I think everybody has a natural level of discipline, but you can grow that level of discipline. Like I would say for me, I'm even thinking just from like a younger age, I think I did have like a above average level of discipline just in the things that I wanted to do. Even the things I didn't want to do, just the things I knew I had to do or should do, I did it because I was disciplined to do it. And I think that's allowed me to be able to be disciplined through my entire kind of career. Like even when I'm thinking back when I was first starting YouTube, I was making YouTube videos for like 2 years, and I'm talking about uploading 6 times a week, every single week for 2 years straight, not making no money. Like I'm talking about my day used to go like this, right? So I started making YouTube videos at 16. My day used to go, wake up, go to work. I never technically had a job, but my dad owns a printing business, and I would go there to work for him. I do work for him because I didn't get paid. To go volunteer for him all day. And then I would come home at around 6 o'clock, go straight to the gym for 2 hours, back home at 8 o'clock, and I was shooting YouTube videos till 11, 12 o'clock every single day. And in between that time, I was finding hours to edit the videos that I had shot the night before. And I was on that grind for years and years and years and wasn't getting paid for it for at least 2 years. And that's the discipline that I feel like brought me to be able to have the success that I have now on YouTube, where I have multiple channels that are doing extremely well. Just staying down until I came up, I guess.
Wow. I'm shocked because I've tried to learn editing and I know how tedious that is. And you were editing every single.
Yeah, basically. Well, yeah, every single day. And so I had to edit them because I had multiple channels. I've only for like 1 year did I only have one channel. I've had multiple channels, so I would have to shoot videos for every single channel, basically every day, to be able to upload on every channel every single day. And I also have to edit all of them. So realistically, I was probably shooting like anywhere between like 2 to 5 videos a day. Like some days I would try and shoot like 6 videos to try and get 2 days covered or something like that. So the whole next day I can edit for that day and not have to worry about shooting videos. But realistically, I was probably shooting on average like 3 to 4 videos a day. Then having to edit those videos the very next day to upload it the very next day and kind of stay in that cycle.
Yeah, I have no excuse now. Wow. You heard that? Okay, so it's wild you don't really fancy supercars or anything crazy. Mm-hmm. And you're just focused on real estate. What led to that decision?
See, I think I think it's a sickness, actually. I don't think it's good. I have a sickening level of delayed gratification. So you always hear about delayed gratification, how like you put off kind of treating yourself, right? And I think I have a really bad case of it because I don't really have a balance in it. I'm trying to fix that. That's like one of my goals next year is kind of fix that. But how I think in my head for every single amount of money that I make, I'm like, okay, if I make $100,000 and I invest it into this, it'll make me $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Versus if I take that $100,000 and go buy a Lamborghini or something like that, I just basically wasted $100,000, right? So that's kind of where it comes from, where it's just like all the money that I make, I've always put into investing. Like people see my Instagram, they see my YouTube, and I'm not flashing a fancy watch or fancy cars or fancy house yet. I will get the house. I love houses. I'm gonna get the firehouse. But it's because it's 2 parts to it. So it's because of that delayed gratification, and it's because I don't really care about I don't care about cars at all. And people get mad at me all the time where I'm like, I think Lamborghinis are pretty. Well, I won't say that. Well, I think Lamborghinis are like pretty stupid. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to you Lamborghini lovers. It's just not me. Like imagine I don't got no example, but I'm just not a car person. So I see a Lamborghini and I see the small windows and I'm like, I can't see out the window. What kind of car is this? This doesn't seem safe. So I'm not a Lamborghini person. I'm not any supercar person. They all have small windows. I don't like that. I'm not a designer clothes person because I don't really care about clothes. All the designer I have is because either my wife bought it for me or my wife forced me to buy it. That's all the designer I have is literally because of that. And I don't even have a lot. I'm not really a watch person. I can see watches and really appreciate like how nice they are, but I'm not like, oh, I need to put on that watch or I need a Rolex or AP or something like that. I can see a Timex and it looks nice and I'm like, I'm gonna go get that. Well, actually, that's a lie. I've never went and said I'm gonna go get that because I don't even have a Timex. But yeah, I think it just comes from the fact that I don't personally like that stuff. So it's allowed me to not spend a lot of money on more so liabilities. Plus the fact that I have that sickening amount of delayed gratification.
Yeah, I know it's crazy because for me, probably because the character I loved growing up liked supercars.
Yeah.
And also, where I grew up, except you're born into a politician's family, a super wealthy family, or even you're a musician or a fraudster, you can never afford supercars.
Yeah.
Like, for us growing up, the best car you can buy is to buy a Toyota Corolla. Like, literally.
You made it.
And when I bought my first car, it was a Toyota Solar. Mm-hmm. And I felt on top of the world until I came to Dubai and I saw an 18-year-old in a Bugatti at the Portugal around. And I'm like, an 18-year-old in a Bugatti, like...
That's kind of crazy.
It's... What?
Yeah.
And so that, I would say the environment I got to here shifted my view that, okay, this is attainable. Uh-huh. And that's why, started driving supercars. And plus, I love supercars. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have a solid point. I mean, I don't really fancy designer clothes like that. I told you my first designer item I bought was when I was 21. And it was even a Fear of God shoe. That was literally... So, interesting. And it's crazy that the really, really wealthy people that I know, I mean, you're wealthy. For our age range, you're wealthy. Mm-hmm. We don't really like these things. It's always people who don't have money that try to appear wealthy.
Yeah.
And so they go in debt trying to look rich.
They spend all their money trying to impress people that they don't even like, which is crazy. And that's another thing. So it kind of, it's a good and bad thing as far as like not like buying these luxury things, because the whole world of social media right now is like, if you don't have a Lamborghini, you're not making money. Yeah. Like they think if you don't have a Bugatti or something like that, that you're broke. Like even like to this day, people would DM me all the time. Like I post like live trading videos and stuff like that, making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a trade or whatever like that. And people would DM me to this day and say, you're not even really trading. You don't have a Lamborghini. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just not a car person. So I was saying that because like social media these days makes it where if you don't post these things or if you don't buy like luxury things, like the whole luxury lifestyle thing, people think you don't have the money, which is kind of crazy. But and then also a point you talked about with Dubai, because you asked me before, how do I like Dubai? Dubai, the money here is different. like you're talking about a Bugatti. I saw a Bugatti with a 7 license plate or something like that. Yeah. And that 7 license plate is worth more than the Bugatti, probably by like 5 times, which is crazy. Like the fact that people spend tens of $millions on license plates in Dubai is like, I don't know, it's wild. That's what I'm saying. Dubai money is completely different. You think you're doing good back in your home little town in Minnesota or something like that. You come to Dubai, you was a little broke boy.
Yeah, definitely. Like Dubai has allowed me grow so much. I would say opportunities that I will never come across if I was still in Nigeria. I mean, I'll probably never meet you if I was, if I was in Nigeria. Business-wise, and people kind of look at you different when, you're on a call and they're like, where are you at? I'm in Dubai. Oh, you're in Dubai. Yeah. Because people come here to vacation, but you live here. So, it's a different world entirely, and just a peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what made me get into it. And I also feel biased because I feel when you drive it, you make more. It's crazy.
I've heard that before. That would be the only reason. So I always preference this when people say, I always say I hate Lamborghinis. I always say the only reason I would buy a Lamborghini is because everybody says what you tell me. Like, if you buy a Lamborghini, the networking and the opportunities that come with owning a car like that will make you the money back. Yeah. So that would be the only reason if I ever fold and get some supercar is because of that. But the crazy thing is that I'd probably only drive it probably like once a month or something like that just for the networking.
Well,
I would sit in my garage.
If you drive it here, you can always put it up for rentals, and it's going to be making you the money back. Matter of fact, you pay it off real quick with you putting it up on rentals, but you still drive the car for free because you get to meet people. You know, so when you drive a Lamborghini, there are 3 cars I'll say if you drive, you'd always have access to a better network. You drive a Lamborghini, you drive a Ferrari, and you drive a McLaren. There's the McLaren boys club, there's the Ferrari men's club, and then you know the Lamborghini. So there's always like an association of people who drive same cars, and they always have like car rallies and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a networking tool, the same way, you know, with my watch brand, for instance, we're having a community. So these are just nuances to what you can stand to gain outside of just being in the car and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I've had to learn.
Maybe I'll go buy a Lamborghini so I can go to these parties.
You'll be shocked when you start driving a Lambo and Lambo drivers pull up to you and they're like, hey, you want to join the club and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is you get into rooms that are unannounced externally. Just by virtue of owning the car. And you don't even have to buy like the latest Lamborghini or anything crazy. You could buy something that's 2019, 2018. But as long as you have it, you will always have access to the club that the owners of the stuff have. So and one conversation is all it takes to change everything. So that's the peck that I see to it though.
Maybe you'll convince me. It sounds promising, but the windows, I don't know if I could do the windows.
You should go for it, right?
I've rode in them before. You can't see nothing out the car.
I mean, what exactly are you looking for?
To make sure another car not coming over here to kill me when I'm trying to switch lanes. That's what I'm looking for.
But that's in the US, not in Dubai.
Oh, Dubai, they drive worse. Oh, that's one thing I don't like about Dubai. They cannot drive.
Nah, I beg to differ on that. But that's a topic for another day. So, how was growing up like for you, and how has that shaped your perspective on life?
So I grew up, I didn't grow up like poor or nothing like that, but I didn't grow up like super wealthy. My dad owns I think I explained it before. My dad owns a printing business. He makes like the funeral programs for like funerals, stuff like that. So him being there and me seeing business kind of growing up has definitely, I guess, fueled my entrepreneurial kind of spirit inside of me. So it made it seem like having your own business is not impossible, which is definitely a plus because a lot of people don't have that growing up, and I definitely know that I am blessed to be able to have that kind of figure in my life that has shown me that it is possible to create a successful business without having to work for somebody else. So I think that's definitely helped a lot, and even the way like my parents raised us. So I'm one of 9 children, all same mom, dad. So that overall is a huge blessing because there's so many split families in the world. So I was raised by both my parents in a what is it called, a 2-family household or 2-parent household. Yeah. So that's definitely a huge blessing and definitely has set me, had given me kind of more so like a head start against more people. But at the same time, I wasn't like my dad, my parents aren't like spenders. So their business does great, right? But they don't, and there's 9 of us, so it's really hard to like spend, right? So they didn't, growing up, like for Christmas and stuff like that, we didn't get like gifts. Like I remember one Christmas we got socks. No, really. And it wasn't because our parents don't love us or nothing like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Frugal.
Frugal. I guess that's the word. So like we used to get like socks and like shoes to for Christmas, but the shoes weren't like regular like Jordans or something like that. They were running shoes because my dad, when we turned like 14 or 15, he would wake us up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to like watch Robert Kiyosaki videos, to work out and go for a run, right? So they were shoes to go run at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm 14, 15 years old. For Christmas, I got a punishment. That's what I used to think in my head. So I was saying all that to say they never were like give us money kind of people. Like I don't think I've ever gotten money from my parents at all. Well, I know I haven't gotten money from my parents and like gifts and like that. But they definitely did provide us with information and support. So like I was homeschooled after first grade or second grade. So I never went to high school or college. I don't have a GED. I don't have nothing like that. And they weren't like pressuring me to be like, oh, go to college, get a job. As long as like they knew I would strive for something and do something, they were supportive. So they were supportive in anything I set my mind to, which I think is a huge blessing overall. Yeah. So I think that's definitely helped me. Just having like parents like that aren't pressuring you to live their dream or live what they think you should do, but letting you figure out life and supporting you through it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's two things I love about it. The fact that you grew up in a nurturing environment, which has allowed you bloom into who you are right now. And then two, you have a large family.
Yeah, man. Food back in our household, it was like you hide in food. You hide in food to make sure you have your own cereal or something like that. That's realistically what it was, just like growing up, because there was so many of us. Like, imagine 2 boxes of cereal trying to feed 11 people. It didn't happen.
That's a whole football pitch.
Yeah, literally, it just did not happen.
That's nice. So any books you would say someone should read if they want to win in all 4 aspects: money, health, love, and self-image?
Okay, let me think. So I said I read books. I'm really bad at remembering the authors, but I can remember most of the names. So everybody is huge on Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like everybody loves that book. I read it. It wasn't like my favorite book. It was definitely a good book. But one of Robert Kiyosaki's books called Retire Young, Retire Rich, that was my favorite book by Robert Kiyosaki. It talks about leverage and kind of using your money to make more money. I thought that was an absolutely amazing book. I highly suggest for everybody to read that book. It's called Retire Young, Retire Rich by Robert Kiyosaki. But the one book, I kind of talked about it before, that I truly think that everybody in the world should read is called The Power of Discipline by Daniel Walter. That book will literally program your mind to allow you to reach a level of discipline that it takes to achieve anything you want in life. Because how we talked about before, if you can master discipline and master yourself, you can literally achieve anything at all. So that is a huge book I always tell for everybody to read. Another book that I really, really loved is How to Win Friends and Influence People. A lot of people talk about that one as well. But I think that one is not overhyped. I think that one is an absolutely amazing book. An absolutely amazing book. There's another one, what is it called? And it's just talking about negotiating.
By Chris Voss?
Yeah, I think so. What is that book called?
Shit. Well, you guys just find
it's a book about negotiating. Yeah. But that's a really good book. It really just teaches you how to not even just like negotiate when it comes to if you want to bargain for something, but understanding psychology overall and understanding people. I know you're gonna try and figure it out for the next 30 minutes.
I know.
But that right there is an amazing book. I think that's a good kind of starting place. I can't really think of any other books that I would really suggest for everybody to read. But definitely that Power of Discipline book. That should be taught in schools. That should be taught to everybody.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Retire Young, Retire Rich.
Yeah, you got to read that one.
Yeah, I'll read it. If you were to start from scratch, what would you do to make your first 100K?
If I had to start from scratch, so I get that question a lot. And since I am a day trader, people think I would just go like try and trade. Trading is stressful and trading is not easy. And people come to me all the time saying, can I turn $100 into $100,000 in 2 months? I'm like, no. It's possible, but so is winning the lottery. That doesn't mean you're going to do it, right? So realistically, I would probably I would learn marketing and I would learn how to sell. I'd sell extremely high ticket offers, at least 5,000. I try to sell somewhere around like $10,000 to $25,000 offers, and just get the commission off of that. Once you learn how to sell, you can literally, well, obviously you're making the money from the commissions of selling somebody else's product. But once you learn how to sell, you can start any business. Like, you learn the art of selling, you learn the art of printing money from literally anywhere. Sure. So realistically, that's what I would do. I would spend, if I had $0, I would probably find a free audiobook on how to sell or watch all the YouTube videos on the world. People have to understand, YouTube is the best school you could ever, ever attend, and it's free. Yeah. Like, the amount of information on YouTube and the amount of information on Google, you could become a billionaire just off of that information. Yeah. Like, all you need to do is have the discipline to go and study the knowledge. So I would realistically just watch all the YouTube videos I can find on how to sell, how to become the best seller. Then I would just find any really YouTuber probably that's selling like a high ticket course, and offer to sell their products for them. And then I'll go from there, and I would easily be able to make, not easily, but I'd definitely be able to make over $100,000.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel anything commission based and you're good at selling, it's the easiest way to start. Just cold DM, cold email. Yeah.
And then once you get to that 100K, it's actually a lot easier to make money.
Yeah.
Because now you have leverage, and you can leverage your money. A 10x leverage on $10 is gonna get you $100. A 10x leverage on $100,000, that's $1 million of capital to work with, and you can do a lot with $1 million.
Of course.
A lot.
Yeah. Okay, so who are those you look up to?
I don't know. That's a great question. Who I look up, like in business, or
could be personal life, business, any people that you know would say have influenced you in some way or the other.
So definitely my parents would be people that I would definitely look up to. But then realistically for me, anybody I look up to is just someone that has the same kind of values as me. I talked about before how my relationship with God is number one, then being a husband, and then being a father. The business stuff it's easy to start $1 million business. It's not easy to find your wife. It's not easy to start a family. You know what I'm saying? You're in a lot more control of making a whole bunch of money than you are of finding your soulmate or finding your person. So anybody that understands that the value in, first of all, their relationship with God and their family, I feel like I can look up to them, because a lot of times, unfortunately, and I've experienced this firsthand, when people become successful, especially like guys and stuff like that, they cheat on their girlfriends, cheat on their wives, and that's not what I find value in. I don't care if you make $100 million. If you're not respecting your family, if you're not respecting your relationship with God, it just doesn't.
It's crazy you say this, because people thought I was mad when I said on TikTok that I'll never do business with a man who cheats on his wife.
If you cheat on your wife, you're going to scam me in business.
Exactly, because it's like, if you cheat on your wife, then you don't trust in God, because in Islam, it's like, when you get married, you've completed half of your deen. That is, so if you then cheat on who God respects, that means you disrespect God.
Yeah.
How am I sure you won't disrespect me? Like, it's literally the same thing. So, yeah, like, that's why I say that I don't care how much money you make. If you don't have values and you don't have principles, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And honestly, one of the reasons I was so willing to discuss, meet you and then understand the kind of person you are was because I looked at Brahman, is doing well for himself, he's engaged, you are married, and you're doing well for yourself. It takes a lot of discipline for you to be a man at the height of your career. Like, you have money, you have everything, and then decide that, I just want to be with one person. Because it's not as if you're not getting attention or attraction from other people, but you committing to
this person.
That person shows more character development than any other thing else. And that's one of the reasons I truly respect you. Like, I say you're my role model when it comes to that. But on a more serious note, that's kudos, man. Kudos.
Yeah, I mean, like you kind of mentioned, it's another level of discipline to be able to stick with just one person. Because, like you said, I've never said that before, but it doesn't make sense as far as not wanting to do business with someone who would cheat on their wife, their significant other. If you cheating on the person that is your ride or die, that's with you 24/7, and you go to sleep with at nighttime, and you share a home with, why? How you gonna be loyal to me?
Exactly.
I'm just a dude that we partnered on maybe some business decision or business move. Like I can't trust that, realistically.
Yep. So finding loyal friends is hard as fuck. What are the qualities the most loyal people in your life have exhibited?
I don't have. Well, I always say this. I've always been more so like a loner. So every single every single YouTube channel I have, every single business I've had, I've done it by myself. Because I'm. It's really hard for me to find like-minded people who I can like relate to and who I share the same values with. So I've always been more so standoffish. I'll have people that I'm cool with or like people I know, but I would never really call them friends. Like that's when we met, and I was like, wow, you think like me. You know what I'm saying? This someone I can actually relate to. I think I went home after our conversation, and my wife was like, oh, how was it? I was like, oh, he was actually really cool. Someone who I would actually say, like, this is my friend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you said, it's hard finding people who are genuine, especially when you reach some level of success. Yeah. You don't know if someone's genuine or if someone just wants me to invest in their business. They want to be friends with me so that 3 months later they can ask me for money or something like that. So that's why, for the most part, I don't even try and make friends. I just try. I think I mentioned this before. Like, I'm okay with me, my wife, and my daughter. Like, I'm cool with that. Anything else, any other relationship that God blesses me with, I'll let it happen. But I'm not putting my foot out or putting my neck out.
You know, it's crazy because I say I have more acquaintances than friends.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I call you my friend, you call me 5. Everyone knows I don't joke in my sleep. So if you call me 5 a.m. and I'm sleeping, we're ready to go. That's who I'll call a friend. I'll call you a friend because not only do you have certain principles and values, you also know where you're going.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference between you know someone, but they don't have clear vision. And those are the worst type of people to have around you. Because all they'll do is drag you down or slow down your journey. So yeah, I think I share same sentiments when it comes to that, because you never really know, and people are so, especially in our space, people are so quick to mess you up at the slight. And I really don't meet up with people and shit, because they get access to you, get everything, squeeze you, and then discard
then dip
you.
out. Yeah, and it's crazy. I think I was just watching a video like right before I came here, as far as being when you reach some level of success. Now, I'm not saying I'm the most successful person, but I've reached some level of success that a lot of people would want to reach. But when you reach like that level, it's really hard to be around people who are not successful.
Yep.
And it's not because I don't want to hang around. Obviously, I still will hang around people who, and money is not the term of success when I'm talking about success. Money is obviously a byproduct of the success that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the values of wanting to have a happy, healthy family, having a goal like you explained, like someone who's not reached that success yet, but they have a detailed plan and goal and they have the discipline to get there. I consider that person, I would be cool with hanging out with that person. They could be broke, but if they have that plan and they have the right values and they have the discipline to get to that place, I would obviously be cool with that person. So I think it just gets harder to be able to hang around people because they don't have the same mindset as you when they're not successful.
I said something that $450K a year is the least amount of money someone has to make for me to consider having any discussion with them.
That's kind of brutal.
And the main reason is, you know, when you think of when we sat down to talk, we had conversations and we're like, we're talking numbers, and there was no envy.
Yeah, true. That is true, yeah.
And we are constantly trying to help each other grow. Like, I've given you insights on how you can grow. You've literally just bought from my business, right? And it's not like one person is trying to, it's not parasitic.
Yeah.
But in a situation
it's everybody trying to help each other.
Exactly. But in a situation where you're with people that feel so out of touch with your current reality, whatever you say comes off as braggish.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for me. It's like how you say, I think I said this in our conversation.
Yeah.
Where it's like being able to talk numbers and be like, yeah, I made this much this month. And just like asking for advice on how to go to the next level. A lot of people that aren't successful or have never seen 6 figures a month or 7 figures a month, no matter what it is, right? they'll think you're bragging. And then it's like you're some arrogant person who's just flexing about how much money they make a month. When in reality, I'm like, I'm here, but I want to get here. Or I'm here, this is how I got here. Let me see if I can try and double it or something like that. So being able to be transparent is definitely a, so I understand, your $450K a year model that's kind of steep. That's
Well, it's...
But I understand it. I completely understand it because then you can relate to them more.
Yeah, because also think about this, for instance. How would you feel if you were going on a trip and your friends are all in a jet, but you have to come in economy?
Yeah.
Because you can't
afford
it, right? That's just an instance, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just different nuances to things. But
yeah, I understand that for sure.
if people feel behind, they will, I mean, in a group, there's always people that feel like they've not gotten to that point. But if they are striving, it's different from if they are not even making any strides.
They're
like,
complacent.
Exactly.
In that. Yeah.
And you're very competitive. Very, very, very competitive, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to get better at something. So it won't make sense to roll with someone who isn't trying to improve on their journey.
Yeah.
They're just okay with where they're at. That's really, my point of view when it comes to that.
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
So most people will fuck you over for a quick buck. How has that shaped your perspective on people?
So that's happened a bunch of times where it's like people will literally just kill the relationship over a couple $100,000. Like one time I was helping somebody has started a business, right? They wanted to start like flipping sneakers or something like that, right? So I ended up like, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna buy a couple sneakers from you, right? So I think I paid like $900 or something like that for the sneakers, and he just stopped responding. Like this is somebody that I used to play video games with basically every day. I still play video games, so people say, "Oh, you play video games, you're not successful." I play video games with you once in a while. But anyway, so I used to play video games with them. Like we used to be in contact. I wouldn't say we was like super close, but we had a connection. Like they had access to ask me questions and stuff like that. And so I sent the $900, and they just never talked to me again, or they just stopped responding. They took the $900, never sent me the sneakers. I'm like, you cut off a relationship with someone who could literally promote your business to get it to 7 figures. I already put $900 into it. I automatically just invested $900 into it. Think if you gave me the sneakers and I wanted other things, I would come to you, a potential client that could be making you an extra couple $1,000s a year. You cut it all off for $900, and someone who has the information to be able to help you scale that company way further, and you cut it off for $900. So how it's kind of shaped me, it's like, especially because I've obviously, when you first start making money, you always want to give back. You want to help people. Every person comes to you for loans, and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. It's just $1,000. Like I'll make it back. But then like you're going to get your money back, and they don't give you the money back. So I've learned I don't give loans anymore. If someone wants money, I'll just give them money, just as a gift, obviously, not expecting anything back, because that'll save relationships way more than me trying to give them a loan for $10,000 and then they just never give me my money back, and now I'm mad. Versus if I'm like, okay, here's a $10,000 investment into your business. I hope it flourishes. If you feel good and you made the money back and you want to give me my money back, that's a plus. But I'm not expecting anything back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. And I think another thing that hurts most times is people come to you and, they feel like you're just a walking ATM.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, he's got it. If I don't do it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They won't feel it. But they don't understand that you're actually human with emotions. And
it's not the money. It's not the money that makes us mad.
It's what you've done. It's not the money. Like the money, you can always make back.
Like $900 is, like, to me, $900 is literally nothing. Like, I'm not going to miss $900. I'm not going to even notice it left my bank account. But the fact that what you did, that's the thing that hurts.
So it's crazy, man. Oh, this one, you like it. 50-50 is always a controversial topic in America. What is your view on it?
So so you're talking about like 50-50 in relationships, like a girl going half on the bill or rent with the guy. I'm very traditional. I want a traditional life. I like being able to pay all the bills. And I think, it's my personal opinion, don't get mad at me. Well, I don't care if you really get mad. You don't pay my bills. But I think that every guy should, if not at that point if they're not able to, but be striving to be able to pay all the bills. If you're at the point where you're still grinding to get up there, obviously if you have the right person by your side, they're not going to want you to struggle super, super hard. So they'll obviously try and help, which is great. That's a great quality to have inside a partner. But I think you should be striving to be able to take care of your entire family. And I feel like it just gives another source of, I don't know, fulfillment. It's like we don't ever have to worry about no bills. You don't have to worry about ever having to work a job. If you want to work and do something, you can do it. Start a business, whatever you want to do. That business could be losing $10,000 a month. But if you're having fun running your business, like if my wife wants to start a business and it's just losing $10,000 a month, if you're enjoying the business, go for it. You should be okay with doing your passion, because I have the bills covered. You don't need the money, realistically. And that just provides another level of
drive.
Yeah, drive or even fulfillment. Like, I got us. You know what I'm saying? I got us. And I don't need your help. Like, I can take care of us. I got it.
Yeah, because when I said it on TikTok, it went viral that my wife will never have to struggle. Like, if she wants to work, it's fine. If she doesn't want to work, it's fine. Like,
yeah,
being my wife, mother of my kids, you never have to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
And then guys are like, oh, it's a simp. I'm like, don't you understand what this simp is? A simp
I hate that word simp.
Someone who's spineless and just gets pushed around. I'm not pushed around if I'm taking care of my family and making
and people,
sure
it's like people try and make it seem toxic when you want to take care of your family, or toxic when you want to love your wife. Like, how are you trying to turn me loving my wife, the person who nourishes me, takes care of me, just like loves me unconditionally? How are you going to try and make it seem bad when I love her unconditionally?
I mean, they should ask their dad who never came back.
Cut that.
Because if you're hating on people who are providing a wholesome experience for their family, don't be trauma dumping your own issues on people. Like,
literally. Like, it doesn't even make sense logically. How do you over love your wife? Like, I would understand maybe simping for like some regular girl you just met like a week ago or
but
something
your
like that.
wife?
Yeah, that's different.
That's my woman.
Literally. I'm giving her all I got.
Yeah. So being a public figure comes with a lot of scrutiny, risk, and hate. How do you handle it?
Well, I guess I get hate, but I think I have a really good personality for social media, because kind of how I mentioned before, where if y'all want to cancel me, I don't care. Y'all don't pay my bills. I don't need people to like me, and I never really cared about people liking me. I'm going to be myself unapologetically no matter what. So even if I do have haters, they're probably my most entertaining comments to read. It's very boring to read, wow, you did good, or that's a good trade, or you're amazing. It's really entertaining to read, wow, you're broke and you suck. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, because then you go to their page, you see they're just self-projecting, and it's just... But social media overall, what's crazy is I've been on social media since 2016. I've never liked social media. Like, if I didn't make money from social media, I wouldn't be on social media. I've said it before, like, give me like 2 more years and I'm ghost. Like, I will be off the planet, not off the planet. No, not off the planet. But I'll be off the internet. I'll be off the internet, because it's like, I'm a private person. I don't like sharing and stuff like that. I'm not sitting there taking pictures of my food for Instagram. I don't do that. I go on there, make money from social media, and I'm off of it. Because I don't need everybody's eyes on my life.
Yeah.
I want to be the mysterious billionaire that nobody knows how he got there.
I said once I'm married, give me like the next 5-10 years, once I'm out of the picture.
Yeah, I'm out of there.
That's really it. So what's it you wish you knew 10 years ago that you know now?
That it all pays off. I wish I knew 10 years ago that it all pays off. All the hard work, all the late nights shooting videos, all the trials and tribulations that came with business, trading. Trading is very hard, especially in the beginning. I was losing money for 2-3 years straight. So realistically, if I just knew 10 years ago that it all pays off, that it's all worth it, I think that would be my biggest driving force. I want to tell that to everybody that's watching this. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, 10 years from now, you will say it was all worth it. And you will thank yourself for sticking it out.
What's an experience that almost broke you that you survived?
Let's see, an experience that almost broke me that I survived. So I feel like there's a bunch of things, right? I won't say a bunch of things, but just like certain things when it comes to life where it's like you feel like this is the end, right? And I always think of it as, if I can get through this, then this is just another maximum that I've broken through. I've raised my roof as far as how much I can sustain. So even when it comes to working out, right? So I'm sure you've done sets before.
PR.
You've PR'd before where it's like, and not even PR'd, you could have been doing like some hypertrophy, just like some high rep stuff where it really hurts and burns. But it's like, if I can take this pain right here, then this is raising the roof, like for what I can achieve. Cause like, I know I've done this before.
Yep.
So now every time, anything under this, I can easily do it. So I'm kind of relating that to just life overall. So every type of adversity, every type of rock bottom just raises my level for the confidence that I have of what I can actually go through, what I can actually bounce back from.
That's a solid one. Because I feel like every peak of a mountain is the beginning of another one.
Yeah.
And so that kind of reassures you in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I also tell people that confidence is earned through reps.
Yeah. Literally.
Not through being in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. People like to say you got lucky. Would you say they are right?
No. Luck would be that it just fell in my lap, I think. Not at all. I think in any kind of part of success, there is a small part of luck, but I'm sure you've heard the saying before where luck is opportunity.
Preparedness.
Yeah. When opportunity meets preparation.
Yep.
So being prepared for the luck or whatever is what I guess created the success, but it's not just luck. I was prepared for it. I was working for it.
Yeah. One thing I like about you is that you honor God a lot. How has that impacted your journey?
It gives you a reason. Like realistically, it gives me a reason. It helps me stay humble. First of all, knowing that I'm not it. I'm not that guy. It's not all me. You know what I'm saying? It just helps me stay grounded. And like people have to realize, like we talk about all these books that we love to read. A lot of the books and a lot of the principles come from the Bible and just like from God overall, right? There's so many things that I can relate when reading books, even the Power of Discipline, any book, right? A lot of the principles, you can match it and find it inside the Bible. So that's ultimately my first book that I always go to try and learn anything. It's not just some story time book or something like that. It's an actual life lesson book that could be able to help you. And I'm also not like super, I won't say religious as far as like whatever. I'm very in a relationship with God. So like, and I say this all the time, people think I'm crazy, but like God talks to me all the time and I listen. And he's told a lot of the YouTube videos I've shot that have blown up, that have made me, like realistically, that I've made, and I have it written inside my book. I have a book that I carry around everywhere I go, and I write down when God talks to me. I write down what he tells me. So if you go back 3-4 years, I've written down, make this video and it will do great, or make this video or start making these kind of videos and your channel will start to blow up. Started doing those things and the literal thing exactly happened. So I'm not even just saying like God is the reason for everything I have. It's just like blindly saying that. I have proof. Like I have literally it written in my book. I'm not talking about 1-2 times. I'm talking about multiple times. Probably every single video I have over 1 million views, I had written it down that I had to make that video because God told me to make it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. You have 1.5 million subs on YouTube. That's like, it's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Like, getting to 20K subs for me, it was hectic. And then you have 1.5 mil. That's more than some cities.
Yeah.
That's
I
more
guess.
than the population of some cities.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, guys. that's it for now. Thanks.
No
Josiah.
problem. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you for getting on this with me. And yep. Check out the next video.